Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really plunging into something huge, the U.S. government's One Big Beautiful Bill Act.
Right.
But this isn't just about the policy details, is it? It's also about this, well, very public and pretty unexpected feud it kicked off.
Exactly. And what's fascinating, I think, is how this one piece of legislation has become such a flashpoint, not just for debating policy, but for this surprising power struggle.
Yeah.
So our mission today is to really unpack the bill itself, look at the potential impacts, and then, explore how it turned into this political drama that's still playing out.
Okay, so to get a handle on the drama, we need to understand the bill first. Let's start with its path through Congress. So July 1st, right, Senate passes it, but barely.
Very narrowly. It was that 51-50 vote with Vice President Vance having to break the tie.
Right, and then it went pretty quickly over to the House, cleared hurdles there in early July, final vote expected like right around the 4th.
That seems to be the timeline, yeah. And what's really striking is just how much is in this bill. I mean, the scope is enormous.
What are we talking about?
Well, first off, it makes those 2017 Trump tax cuts permanent. That's a big one.
Okay.
And then there are new breaks, too, for tips, overtime pay, EVs, these new family Trump accounts.
Trump accounts.
Yeah, some kind of savings or investment vehicle, seems like. Plus, it bumps up the SALT cap, the state and local tax deduction, to $40,000, but only for earners under $500,000.
Okay, so some tax relief there. But there's always another side to the coin, isn't there?
Always. And here, it's some pretty significant spending cuts. We're talking about slashing Medicaid by like $930 billion.
Oh.
And SNP food stamps cut by maybe 20–25%, plus new work requirements tied to those.
And beyond that, what about like the environment, climate stuff?
Yeah, that's another major area. It basically reverses a lot of the clean energy credits from the Inflation Reduction Act.
Reverses them how?
It sets a hard deadline, 2026. For solar and wind projects to qualify for those credits.
Oof. That sounds like it could hit the renewables industry pretty hard.
It could. And then you've also got increases in spending, around $150 billion more for defense, another $150 billion for the border. Oh, and it raises the debt ceiling by $5 trillion.
$5 trillion.
Yep. And one slightly more niche thing, a cut in the remittance tax for non-resident Indians down to 1%.
Okay, so a real mixed bag. Tax cuts, some spending increases, energy policy shifts. What are the economists saying about the bottom line, the deficits?
Well, the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, they estimate it'll add somewhere between, let's see, $2.4 and $3.4 trillion to the deficit over 10 years.
Trillion with a T.
With a T, yeah. And the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, they weren't exactly cheering. They basically warned this goes against their advice for fiscal consolidation, getting debt down.
But the White House must have a different take.
Oh, for sure. Their Council of Economic Advisors claims it could actually reduce the deficit through economic growth. But independent fact checkers, they're saying those numbers seem pretty optimistic.
Right.
They project gains for middle-income folks more in the range of like maybe $840 to just under $2,000 a year. So it's really a major shift in who pays and who benefits.
And the human cost. You mentioned Medicaid cuts.
Yeah, the projections there are pretty concerning. Estimates range from about 1.1 million all the way up to potentially 10.9 million Americans losing Medicaid coverage.
That's a huge range, but even the low end is significant.
Absolutely. And then back to the energy side. The renewable industry is warning about, pulling back investment, potentially higher energy bills for people, and maybe up to 2.3 million jobs being at risk. It's definitely creating winners and losers.
Okay, so that's the bill. Huge, complex, controversial. But then comes the feud. This wasn't really expected, was it, between Trump and Elon Musk?
No, not at all. I mean, they seem like allies, right? But then in early June, Musk just comes out swinging against the OBBA, calls it a disgusting abomination.
Wow.
Said it would bankrupt the country. And then right before the Senate vote, June 30th, he doubles down, calls Congress the Porky Pig Party.
Porky Pig Party. Okay. That's vivid.
Definitely vivid.
Yeah.
And he vowed to back primary challengers against anyone who voted for it.
So how did Trump react to, his ally turning on him like that?
Swiftly. And pretty aggressively, Trump threatened to cancel Musk's EV tax credits, government contracts.
Really?
Yeah. Even hinted at maybe revoking his citizenship, accused him of basically being hooked on government subsidies.
Wow. Okay, so that escalated quickly. It really puts the spotlight on like the power dynamics, doesn't it? Tech billionaire versus the president.
And Musk throws another curveball, floats the idea of a third party again, the America Party.
A third party. He mentioned polling.
Yeah, it cited some polls showing like 80% support. said it was time for an alternative to the Democrat-Republican uniparty, as he put it.
Is that realistic, though? A Musk-led third party?
Well, most analysts are pretty skeptical. I mean, building a viable third party takes serious grassroots organization infrastructure. It's not something you can just, tweet into existence.
Right. Makes sense.
But the whole feud, even if the third party thing doesn't go anywhere, it really does highlight these broader tensions, doesn't it? About government spending, clean energy, and just the role these incredibly powerful individuals play in politics now.
Yeah, it feels like the ground is shifting somehow.
I think so. If you step back, this whole deep dive really shows how one, massive bill can become the center of this intense national storm. It's not just about the policies anymore.
It's about the personalities, the power plays.
Exactly. The shifting alliances, the influence game, it's all tangled up together now.
So we've seen this one big beautiful bill is poised to, well, reshape huge chunks of policy tax, spending, social safety nets, energy. And at the same time, this very public fight between Trump and Musk really underscores these, I guess, seismic shifts in political power and who holds it.
Right.
So here's something to think about as this bill likely heads for a final vote.
Mhm.
When you have legislation this big, this impactful, combined with these kinds of high-profile, almost personal conflicts, what does that do to public trust? Trust in our institutions, trust in the whole political process going forward?